and we will head into the ban phase. XTreme Videos against MnM Gaming in this, their second fixture of the evening in this penultimate week of the regular season of the EU Challenger League. So first attacking ban coming out from MnM, and they're going to take Hibana off the board. And as you said, Demo, hard breach not always essential on coastline. So, but I can see the uses there. You've got that excellent hole that can be opened up in the VIP wall to give a line of sight through into the pool room, into billiards, for a hooker billiards objective. So I can see the uses there, and then potentially, I suppose, if you play on a penthouse site, there is a use there, but it's very rare that we see penthouse. And Doc will be coming out, so again, XTreme just looking to remove that disruption operator.
Penthouse of Theatre has actually been a bomb site that a lot of teams have started to pick up. They've realised that, sure, maybe Mira is usually banned out, which I hope to see that will be the last ban, and if it isn't, it'll probably be like an Echo or something, which you're still then eliminating Maestro and Echo, so Intel operators in denial is gone. But I am expecting to see Echo being, or not Echo, Mira being banned here and Echo being allowed let through. There you have it. So a lot of people look at it and think, oh, right, well, Penthouse and Theatre just gets a lot weaker. Why would you ever play that? There's one operator which I think is quality in that particular Penthouse, and that's Clash. I think she has so much utility because she acts like a walking mirror window. Sure, you may have one person double window, one guy pushing Hall of Fame, one dropping bathroom. Clash can just sit at the back of the triple wall, and if that, of course, if your team is holding VIP in that scenario, which typically then you would, just gain so much intel. So there's a lot of potential for Penthouse and Theatre that teams need to realize that, yeah, it is viable.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's one of the good things about Coastline is we've got 4 genuinely viable sites, obviously all varying in strength, but yeah, 4 very, very viable sites on Coastline. The first one that we're going to be seeing here in round number 1 is MnM are going to be defending hooker and billiards. We've got a lineup of Doc, Valkyrie, Echo, Smoke, and Jaeger, so nothing out of the ordinary there. Doki on his roaming Doc, I would imagine, although he does like to play in and around the billiards and aquarium area as well, and use those long lines of sight through luggage and through towards Cool Vibes and VIP, so we will see how that plays out. On the attacking side of things, I think really here XTreme are going to have to clear out the roam game. We know that Citizen is likely to play downstairs on the Valkyrie. Saves will potentially head down there with him as well, with Kendrew and Nello then playing on site to support sort of a semi-roaming Doki. And I think it's going to be essential that they clear those out. We just watched Citizen drop down there now. Saves currently just waiting things out in Aquarium, but I imagine might just move to support Citizen on the roam as well.
There's options here for XTreme. One thing that I would love to see is for somebody to go over towards those purple tarps and try and play that long angle. It shuts down a lot of potential that we see teams want to play, but already 3 players dead, and it's only 30 seconds in. Citizen playing massive, but they have lost Doki as well. The Doc is off the board, but again, Doki doesn't really use the Doc in terms of an anchor. He plays it to get the kills. Kendrew not going to be ready for the challenge from Yogurt. It's an easy run-in. I'm surprised that we're not seeing that being covered. Errors already starting to show from MnM, but still errors storing from XTreme. They've lost Liven and they've lost Void. They've lost any form of self-destruction from below. Unfortunate, but still, 3 versus 3, as the 2 minutes is where it lies.
Saves didn't seem to be paying too much attention to the aquarium side, although now that drone has come in, it just attracts his eye a little bit more. I think he's aware that he's got somebody out there on balcony. He certainly will be as he hears the barbed wire being hit out. He's very cautious of that double window, as he's right to be, and also he's got to play it out on the tarps as well, so things are getting pretty hairy for Saves now. Yogurt's with a kill onto Nello. Pretty much at the minute, XTreme just waiting for the MnM players to have to rotate in sight, and how about that from Yogurt's just taking the crouch at the right time to get the kill onto Citizen. Saves, however, will move and get one of his own onto Lion, and that leaves him 1 versus 2, but the diffuser isn't down yet, and this is certainly doable for Saves. It all depends on this next kill, really. If he can get himself to a 1 versus 1, then that is a massive advantage for him in this situation, but it's going to be Renshiro that looks to challenge him from the hooker door potentially, and that makes sense given that he's just got that bit of extra HP there, so he's just going to wait and see if he can force Saves to move, and Yogurts has got an angle from that single window, but will now move around. Saves tries to take the opportunity of an air jab coming in to put the shots onto Renshiro, but won't be able to do it. Renshiro does move in sight and starts planting. It looks like that was a fake. Saves is aware and just holds back, waiting for his angle, waiting to get Yogurts on the Sophia, and he will. He gets him down. Is he going to get the kill onto Renshiro? No! Renshiro manages to move through and get the kill onto Saves to finish things off for XTreme there. That round really did flip-flop backwards and forwards in terms of momentum.
Renshiro there making the correct decision, going for the push. Knows that Jaeger probably isn't going to be expecting the quick push straight off the defuse, and plus, there's more ammo in the magazine for the AK. Of course, over to that 416. The first round will go in favor of XTreme. A high explosive round. It was already 3 players dead within 30 seconds. Not the norm, and this could be possibly telling of what's to come. A not normal game where a lot of things could go weird for themselves. And, well, we're going to go to hookah and billiards. We did see Kendrew get picked off very early on just from somebody walking in and shooting him. That's not something that should be happening for MnM. I don't know why that happened. Possibly, possibly it's because they don't have that same intel, because Echo wasn't really in a good position. Echo was doing the setup, getting reinforcements done. I'm pretty sure Kendrew was literally just moving about his Echo drones whenever that happened. He, benefit of a doubt, usually Sophia just doesn't walk in the bomb site for 8 seconds, get a clean kill. So give him the benefit of the doubt on that point. So he has switched off the Echo, saying, you know, it's too much effort, guys. I just want to play Legion.
And we know how well Kendrew plays Legion. I've seen him on this site a number of times absolutely go off. So that's something that XTreme are going to have to be aware of and look to potentially close him down. But we'll see how that plays out. We're going to have Citizen out on the roam again. And I think Saves might just be joining him this time rather than playing in that aquarium area. Although, to be fair, Saves did an extremely good job towards the end of that round. Initial pressure once again being applied from the hooker deck from XTreme. Yogurt's getting on there with the Sophia. This is basically the same thing that we saw him do last time. And I'm sure MnM are going to be ready for that. That's one thing that we do see MnM do well, and that's adapt. You can't really use the same strategy once, twice, 3 times in a row against MnM because it's not going to work every time. So we are now looking nearly a minute into the round, still 5 versus 5, not as explosive as last time. Citizen not having as much of an impact downstairs, but that is likely because I would imagine XTreme will be aware of his presence, and I think from the silhouettes there we can see they are looking towards a roam clear downstairs as well.
This time it has been a lot slower. Doki hasn't managed to die yet, so you have to give credit to him for holding back. That's one thing about Doki, is that he either gets his first kill or he gets the first death. Similar to a lot of players that we have being the main fraggers, Doki fills that role exceptionally well. Citizen lurking below. He has that C4. We know how crucial this man can be. I pin my hopes and dreams on MnM winning defenses simply on the way he plays this. Nello as well puts one in the grave for himself, but has taken a lot of damage, and it's where Doki can finally use his stim pistol. I hope so. Is he? Doki, come on. Help him out. Come on. There you go. Good stuff, Doki.
So 1 minute left to go. We've got MnM with a strong advantage now. 5 versus 3. Citizens still not dealt with. And I think that's been XTreme's falling down so far in this round, is they've tried to clear out that bottom floor roam rather than suffer into it like they did last time. But Saves has managed to get a kill and Citizen is still out there on the roam. So it just hasn't been successful, hasn't that roam clear? And it's not allowed them to pay the same sort of attention to site. Citizen just seeing the book of I move across there, but doesn't manage to get the pixel peek onto him. Saves will get a kill onto Lion, and it looks now like things are strongly going in favour of MnM, and some sneaky shots coming in from the Nomad there just to land on Nello again. I'm not sure how much damage Nello's taken in this round, but I think it's about 300 HP at this point as he keeps getting juiced up by Doki as well. We're going to have Renshiro now just working from that hooker deck with the Nomad, and we've got Boy coming to join him, I think, on the book, and out come the Toxic Babes with only 15 seconds left to go. This is an almost impossible push for Renshiro as Nello steps out into that smoke of his own, and Kendrew then finishes Voy off from the Legion. Much better round from MnM there.
Good luck out, MnM. They had all the tools they needed necessary to make that happen. Early game won them that. Their roam presence was strong enough. Fair play to Nello for actually challenging these early gunfights as a smoke, but whenever Nello is on game and he starts landing those shots with SMG-11, it's very hard to stop his momentum. Kitchen of Service is where we will be headed for MnM. Bomb site, which can be played multiple ways as defenders. We can see extensions and holds in towards Sunrise and Blue Bar, holds in towards Hookah, holds in towards VIP Penthouse Theater. A lot of different avenues you can really take. I kind of see Coastline sectioned into 4 parts. You have Penthouse Theater VIP, you have Hooker Billards, Blue Bar Sunrise, and then Kitchen side. And that's, of course, where all 4 bomb sites are, but that's how I kind of see it sectioned off. Typically, we're going to see 2 setups defended on either side. You know, sometimes even for a Hookah, we see Sunrise Bar being held just to stop destructibility from below. And that's actually something MnM could look into if XTreme for a Hookah and Billards are looking to try and challenge from below.
Yeah, we've seen them bring in Voy each time on the book, so yeah, I think that's definitely something that is in XTreme's mind, is to get underneath and open it up. We've seen the power of that on Coastline. Pretty much the majority of this top floor, other than the Hall of Fame area, is destructible, so you can definitely cause absolute havoc from downstairs if you can get control of that area. But unfortunately, that's what XTreme just failed to do that time out. Although they did make the effort to do so, they didn't just manage to secure that map control. MnM just coming out superior there. We're going to have Citizen upstairs on the Valkyrie once again on the Roam, and we're going to have Dorky this time on the Legion, and he's going to be on a top floor Roam as well. We know how popular it is to get in above kitchen and service area, so keeping control of this top floor for as long as possible is going to be the key probably to winning this round.
Citizen doing what he does best and try and cause a nuisance in towards that room game. XTreme, taking it slow at the moment. They look to be set up to try and take control of Blue Bar and Sunrise and try and push in from there. So a bomb site may be the objective for XTreme. But then they still have Renshiro trying to lurk over towards the B side. They're bringing Nomad, which I love to see for Coastline. I think for the roam potential, it just eliminates that even more so. There's a lot of defenders that like to roam in towards the security side of things. If you just put a Nomad air jab on one of the doorways, that stops that push entirely.
Drone activated.
1 minute 45 left on the clock then, and still no real progress made from XTreme against these MnM roamers. But as I say that, Voy opens things up with a kill on to saves, so that now leaves us 4 versus 4, and we've got damage on live in there from Citizen still being allowed to roam on that top floor. Out comes the C4. Will he hit it? No, he won't, and that leaves us at 1 minute 20. Still plenty of time for XTreme here, but they do need to just take a little bit more map control. I don't know where the push is really sort of focusing or developing from. There's not been any pressure applied to site. We can see Nello and Kendrew there both happily away as the smoke and the echo playing on site. We've got Renshiro trying to work himself in from that kitchen window, but it's always a risky one to dive in from. I'm almost sure that there'll be a goo mine there from Dorky, and that will be the signal that somebody has come in through that window. We've got some good control of Sunrise now. Out comes the Toxic Babe from Nello just onto that window just to delay things a little bit further, but this XTreme attack is starting to look a little bit better. We've got some presence around the Sunrise side and a kill from Yogurts onto Citizen. That kill there changes this round because now all of the MnM players are left on or around site, and that means that the push can develop from the Sunrise side. A second kill from Yogurts onto Dorky really puts that final nail in the coffin. Kendrew and Nello have to play this directly from site now, and that allows XTreme to quite easily get in through this kitchen window, hold the Sunrise side of the map, and just hold things off. Renshiro getting a great kill onto Nello there, and that's going to leave Kendrew with an awful lot to do. He will get none of it done as Voy moves in, finishes things off for XTreme, and that was very, very well attacked from XTreme.
Dominant fashion from XTreme. That's a push that I love. I love a kitchen attack that only comes from Sunrise and Blue Bar, because that's all you need. Sure, there may be options to go above in VIP and start using destructibility from a buck or a sledge, but most of the time, the roamers then really start to put pressure on you, and you don't have that same flexibility. If you're taking Sunrise and Blue Bar, only thing you need to hold is the office rotation and the cool vibe stairs. That's it. Once you drone out the bomb site, you throw your utility in, and then you just flood it. Just like we've seen, you have that blind spot at the kitchen window that does wonders for it. They took minimal steps to complete it, but that's all we needed, because MnM, I think, flustered a little bit, seeing that, hold on a minute, why aren't they trying to challenge us? Why aren't they taking the fight? Patience for MnM is something that now they need to start focusing on.
Yeah, and great example there from XTreme of an alternative way to deal with roamers, and that is to just leave them out of the game. And that's exactly what they did. They pushed in from Sunrise, pushed in directly towards Kitchen from Blue Bar and the window, and it just meant that Citizen, Saves, Dorky had very little impact on the round because they weren't being played into. Really, in that case, those roamers need to get more aggressive, if anything, and really start pushing directly towards the attackers. They didn't do it in this case. It is a risky strategy. It's not something as a roamer that you always want to do. You're looking to waste time. You're looking to keep yourself alive as far into the round as you can. If you're not getting challenged, it puts you in a bit of a funny situation as a roamer. Do I have the information needed to start pushing these attackers? Do I know exactly where they're coming from? Am I going to round a corner and run into 3 of them in Sunrise and Blue Bar? In which case, it's going to be a pointless challenge. And I just think MnM didn't really flex the roam game enough there to sort of know, right, what do we do if they don't actually challenge these roamers?
We will head to Kitchen once again. If the trend fits in what we've already seen, we've seen Hookah being defended twice by MnM on the second attempt they won. This is now their second Kitchen, so then, by logic, they should win this round. I'm curious to see how Citizen approaches this round. Last time he played in towards the upstairs, just lurked about as he does, but he really didn't put much of an impact. For the operator that he's playing, which is Valkyrie, she excels on top floor bomb sites because she can go below and try and see 4. On a bottom floor, doesn't really have that same flexibility. Sure, they love the Valkyrie cameras, but whenever Lion is always bringing IQ, could you have potentially picked a better operator who can maybe try and put something else on the board? I would love to see a much more crucial roamer, maybe Vigil, to make things awkward for the players of XTreme, because then they wouldn't know exactly what room he's in or what floor he's in for that matter.
Yeah, I think Vigil would have been definitely a better shout than the Valkyrie for top floor. But like you say, sometimes if they can survive, they can pass back some vital information. But with the IQ on the board, that is unlikely. I mean, even like you say, the pulse would have been better. At least his gadget is on him and can feed back the information. Yes, IQ can detect him, but needs to pick him up out of the entire map. So that said, Citizen is going to be looking to play in that hooker area. He's got Dorky supporting him. But are XTreme going to go with the same tactic and just try to cut the roamers out of the game by not really challenging them? We can see that there's progress being made in towards office there. They're coming from the security side, and if they get themselves into office, they can work through into Blue Bar. Sunrise control again, as they did last time. Saves is still alive in Sunrise now, and he definitely needs to do some work from here. MnM's defense could well hinge on Saves and Citizen here. Citizen being up above the Blue Bar Sunrise area. He's got the hatch open so he can drop into Sunrise if needs be, and Saves just looking to challenge anybody coming into Sunrise Blue Bar, and that is a great challenge, taking the head off Liven, and that is exactly what they need from Saves here. If he can pick up another one in Blue Bar, then this could be defense 1 for MnM. He's just got, it looks like, I can't see, I think it's the Book of Void, just trying to move around and put a challenge, but they don't really know what to do about Saves at this point.
Why haven't XTreme just done the same thing they did last time? They are only dealing with one person inside a Sunrise. This should be pretty simple, generically. You just put one guy in a door, one guy pushing through the wall like the Buck. That should be a dead Jaeger. But in this scenario, Saves allowed to play his game, and he has control of the diffuser. That's the biggest thing to keep in mind. So he is inside of a 1 versus 3. As everybody else from MnM fell apart, I question everybody else, but Saves, where were the anchors? How have you just lost control to Renshiro?
Yeah, I think a real problem there for MnM, like you say, they just they were looking so good. Saves did a very good job of just keeping them out of Sunrise, but I don't know, the rest of the team just didn't really seem to function around him that well. There was still direct pressure allowed onto site. I think MnM could maybe just do with, and it's not something they usually suffer from, they could just do with a little bit more aggression, maybe a little peek, maybe a little jump out here or there, and just really try and mix things up a little bit after Saves has got that kill. Maybe he applies some pressure to kitchen window from the Sunrise single window from the pool entrance and just start making them think a little bit. I think at the minute XTreme are only too happy to sit outside of sites where they can directly and just play from windows and doors, and I think we've seen them approaching Hooker from Hooker deck, we've seen them approaching kitchen from kitchen window, and they are getting kills. So MnM now, it's essential that they make them feel uncomfortable to do that.
Hey Tim, do you remember whenever we casted MnM versus Pact? Do you remember that? Remember whenever Doki was getting kills? Where is he?
When Doki gets kills, MnM wins. But
where is he? I can't find my Doki, guys. Can someone help me find him? He's missing for quite some time now. He's been missing for 4 rounds at the moment.
XTreme have certainly got him in the pockets, that much is for sure. He's back on his dock now. Is that going to help him just fire his game up a little bit? He's out on the roam as well by the looks of things, and that's where he likes to be. But as it stands, XTreme, like you say, have really had his number, and I wouldn't put it past them to do the same again and just close him down, shut him down, pinch him 2, 3 on 1 and get him finished off. But that said, a very similar approach to Hooker here than with what we saw last time, and MnM came out with a very good win on the defense against this same attack. So we'll see how that pans out. 30 seconds in and some good early progress from XTreme there. They've already got control of the Hooker deck area and can start looking to apply some pressure directly onto site.
XTreme look to be doing the exact same thing where they just walk into bomb site. They're going to start trying to pinch that main anchor. The man who we know really relies on for the defense is going to be that smoke. He can delay this round, and definitely as much as he can, as more nades start to get chucked in. Of course, those ADSs have been eaten up, but also phase utility has been used, so maybe not the best stuff from XTreme there. They've used the concussions, so potentially using those for the final execution, you could stun the guy in blue stairs, which gives you that easy gunfight going in towards that Hooker. There is options here for XTreme. They could always try and wrap around. They could go for a rotate, leave one guy potentially holding the rotations for the smoke, and then have 4 people try and push in towards the aquarium.
Just looking for a wall bang from the Hooker deck there. Yogurt's obviously feeding information from drones, but won't make the shots land. Out comes that Toxic Bay from Nello, just to prevent any direct push onto site. But that is very early in the round, 1 minute 30 left to go, and one of those Toxic Babes expended already. Yogurt's just pushing in a little bit, and Nello will get a kill onto XTreme, followed by one from Citizen, but Liven will square things away very quickly with a double kill onto Doki and Saves. I can only imagine they were working together on the roam and fell foul of Liven, but Kendrew will get the kill onto Yogurts, and that leaves MnM in a 3-2 man advantage now. Nello able to put another Toxic Babe out towards that Hooker door. He knows he's got Voy out on the deck. Oh no, it won't be Voy, it must be Renshiro out there now with the diffuser in hand, so he's just going to keep trying to deny that, but that's not going to be an easy challenge from here on in. I think Nello has used all of his Toxic Babes and will only have the shotgun and SMG to challenge that angle. Citizen will get shots down and finish live, and so that is going to leave us now 1 versus 3. Citizen surely will make the challenge onto Renshiro and will get the pistol kill as well. Much better defense from MnM. This game is on a knife edge.
Citizen from below, be in that room game. XTreme just going towards him, giving him the kills. There was a moment there that decided the round's fate, and that was whenever it went to a 3 versus 3 after Liven, as the Jackal picked up 2 kills, was whenever Yogurts just pushed in the bomb site and gave up his life. That was the crucial one for me, because from there, 2 versus 3, MnM have time to recalibrate and try to get back into a state of mind where they can start fragging again in those final minutes. At that stage, Yogurts should have sat tight. It just gave the other 2 teammates too much to do. That was for me. Yogurt pushing in, shouldn't have done it. Sure, he's having a good game so far getting those frags, but in that scenario, you just need to wait. That's patience, that's it.
Indeed it is. So looking towards round number 6 then, XTreme still holding on to the lead 3 rounds to 2 at the minute. This one is I think so far this is probably one of the most exciting games that we've seen tonight. Really could go either way, and XTreme are certainly looking to push this. As it stands, I think if XTreme can come out of this 4-2, they're going to be very happy with their attacking phase, and I think they're going to be fairly confident of getting at least 2 rounds for a draw on the defence. So MnM really need to be coming out of this first half with a draw. As it stands, they're going to Blue Bar and Sunrise, not somewhere that we've seen them hold yet. We've got Doki and Citizen playing upstairs on the dock, and the Legion, and their part of this is going to be important, because as we can see already, Yogurts is getting up there onto that hooker deck, and we're going to have some attention applied to top floor by the looks of things this time.
Does anyone have a copy paste in the chat to help out Doki? We really need to help him out. He's not here. We need to help him out, guys. Get the Doki copy passes if we have any. That would help him a lot, I think. As we head into round number 6, XTreme, they have the lead, they have the control, and well, now they have to take on a Blue Bar and Sunrise for the first time inside of this match. Blue Bar relies heavily on your top floor control. If Foy or Liven manages to get a hold of this destructible flooring, well, kiss your anchors goodnight, because they will not last long, especially with the different angles you can have on towards the Sunrise Bar. Very common position for a lot of anchors to play behind. And Yogurt, once again, on this unique position, we see him sit here so many times, and Citizen, well, having a little look for himself, seeing what he's working up against. Quite interestingly from MnM, they have reinforced the other wall on that double. Typically, when you see the single, and Citizen just peeks around, gives up his life early on, and Doki, well, what can we say, heading towards Mr. James Bond, as Lion will find him.
Fantastic headshot that we saw from Yogurts there. Just patience paying off on that hooker deck to take the head off Citizen. And that puts MnM back in this tough position that they've been finding themselves. Apart from saves, the roamers have near enough been dealt with now. And I think saves has rotated back to site as well. So that now leaves us in a very difficult situation for MnM. They've got a minute left to survive. And as you can see, all the XTreme are having to do is hold angles onto site and wait for operators to move into them. Great headshot from Kendrew, but the air jab is going to throw him on his back. Renshiro finishes that off with a double kill, 1 onto saves as well, and MnM just in a real tough spot there as soon as Citizen and Doki were taken out. I don't know. There is a frying pan emoji demo. I don't know how that could be used potentially to help Doki-san, the frying pan, but you know, we'll see what chat do with it.
I don't know. Could we try and make one real quick? Spam this
frying pan.
I don't know. Spam this haggis to, I don't know, something Scottish. No, maybe.
I was looking at spam this pan to help Doki-san.
Oh yeah, spam this pan to help out this small man. I like that. That's good. I think
good.
We should get that going. I like that. Because again, Doki, very, very small man, as we know.
So
and you need to start being big at the moment because you're losing.
A strong first round for XTreme then as we move into round number 7. We're going to see XTreme now move on to the defence, and having gone 4-2, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be feeling confident here. They're going to be going upstairs to hooker to start things off. It's actually a very similar lineup, but with the Kaid included this time. Not something that we've seen brought to the table on Coastline yet, or very often, because there's not too much of a requirement to defend hatches on Coastline, so I'm not too sure what the intention is with the Kaid. I don't know where he fits into this, but I'm sure we will see as things develop. Moving into the action phase any second then, what do MnM need to do here? Do you think it's aggression demo, or do they just need to slow things down? What do you think is the best thing for MnM?
Well, this is now their attacking run, so again, blank slate, clean the heads. For MnM, they should be thinking it's 0-0. Everything to play for. They have these attacks. Typically for MnM and their attacks, I think that they've been questionable at some stages. I still think that their fragging potential and refrags have been exceptional as Doki finally gets off the scoreboard. This might give him a little bit of confidence, but still saves getting taken out. And Yogurt's just Leon. He is now called Leon Goods.
So we are a minute into the round. We've lost one on either side. And interestingly, Saves just moving back to that Ash role that we've commented on, Demo. He seems to play better when he's moved away from it. He's gone on there and he's taken an early death there, trying to get in and get those early entry frags. Yogurts will, however, lose his life to an aggressive push from Doki to refrag that for him. But that leaves us 4 versus 4. Still 2 minutes to go. No major progress beyond that from MnM. But that said, it is not being made easy for them, because as we can see, at least 3 of our defenders are on or very close to site, which does make the progress for the attacking team a little bit slower. But as soon as they realise that and they start to just get themselves in a position to execute, that's when we tend to see the kills coming in. So I would expect to see this one going well into the final minute before things are decided.
Even though Ash doesn't look as if it's a massive kill, the fact that Ash is the only player on this team to have flashbangs makes it really difficult for the players of MnM to start burning these ADSs. They don't want to be wasting air jabs. They don't want to be using a Sophia utility. Flashbangs is typically the way they would go about. So frag grenades, they're going to be a lot harder to hit because they cannot burn those ADSs with the flashbangs. It's a minimal thing, but I'm sure it probably will provide a lot of pressure onto this final push for MnM. They're looking in towards the B. This is going to be a hookah plant. A very risky one, but as we know, no nitro cells on the board from the players of XTreme. The defuse will come in. Citizen holding firm on the window, and the defuse has been successful. So it's up to XTreme to start going for the retake. The Echo Drone wasn't in a position to stop that. I question that. So now it will be the retake from XTreme.
Big questions have to be asked of the Echo of Renshiro there. Such a common plant spot. You've got to have one of your yokai drones in the vicinity to do something about it. And great players from MnM, having lost 2 players, to just focus on the objective. Kendrew move in, get a solid plant down, and Citizen in a great position on that window to defend it. That's going to bring us now Citizen getting his 2nd kill from that location onto Live, and 3rd onto Voy. Lion will take him off there, but that is going to make things extremely difficult. He moves out, and the Claymore, Citizen can't even be stopped once he's been killed. The Claymore will pick up that final XTreme player, and that will be that for the round. Much better attacking there from MnM. Even though they lost a couple of men early on, they stuck to the plan, knew what they wanted to do, and they managed to square it off by Citizen holding the angle from the window. Made it very difficult for anybody to pressure from the hooker, from the billiards side. And then they had another player out on hooker deck who was watching the cool vibes area. So very well played, very good crossfire developed. Questions need to be asked of the Echo on that one.
Yes. If you're going to bring the Echo, make sure he does his job. If you don't want to bring the Echo, and you don't want to provide that intel thinking that, okay, maybe we'll give the Echo the benefit of the doubt. His first Echo drone hookah was destroyed by the IQ. If that's the case, bring a pulse. Literally, you bring a pulse there, that's the round done. That's it. That's the round locked out. MnM cannot pull it back from there. Job done.
And that's it. Having lost 2 on the attack so early, MnM, if there was a pulse downstairs, would they have been able to challenge in the same numbers? At that point, they're probably taking a one-on-one gunfight and then, you know, toss of a coin stuff. So, yeah, I think you're right there, Demo. Looking towards round number 8, then we are going to be 4-3 in favour of XTreme. And this one promises to go the distance, I think. I'd be surprised if we don't see around 11 and 12 here, because this one really is coming down to the wire. And what an entertaining game we've got. We're going to see a kitchen hold this time, so we've got XTreme putting a couple of players upstairs. It looks like Lion on the alibi, not too much of a surprise there. He's just going to open up those hatches to allow some rotation options, and he's actually going to play himself down in office for the time being.
I'm disappointed in Lion. Very disappointed. He's not running a suppressor. No suppressor alibi, no fun, no party. That's the way it is. You look at Citizen, he plays that suppressor. Don't know what it is, just guns with it. Wonder if Lion can maybe prove me wrong. But still, bringing an alibi, I think, kind of shows that we're just looking to play aggressive. We're looking to be up close and personal. The real reason why you bring alibi is for the gun, the MX4 Storm. Minimal recoil. You have great damage along with rate of fire. A lot of things going for you with that weapon. So you are looking to go for the frags. And well, he will do just that. Kill Citizen with the gun that Citizen is notorious for using, as that will be the early lead already for XTreme. So this does put MnM in a very weak position because they've lost their Sophia. They've lost utility. They've lost a great frag on its own. Citizen, we know, single-handedly pulled the players of MnM out of a very deep hole inside of that hookah. on that Billard's defense. So overall, good pickup for the players of XTreme.
Certainly a tale of two matches for Doki tonight. Had a fantastic first showing against Pact, but has just not been able to find his feet against this XTreme team and just can't seem to get going. XTreme on the flip side doing very well, applying that experience that they've got, not panicking after losing that last round, and they've come out very, very strong here. That being said, we saw MnM win the last round from this position with only 3 men, so it's going to be a case of seeing how they go. I think Saves probably just saw that Legion mine going out there, so he knows there's a Legion playing upstairs. That said, before he gets a kill onto Kendrew, Saves will trade that back out with one onto Yogurts, so that leaves us now in a 4 versus 2. But MnM really have it all to do. They've got the diffuser in place here, but I'm sure that XTreme are going to just start upping the pressure here and just start putting a few challenges, few bullets their way, and make them know how difficult this is going to be coming into this final minute.
This is a do-or-die match for both these teams. Whenever both of them are challenging for a top 4, MnM especially want to make it to the playoffs. They need every point they can, and if they drop 3 points here, then again, all to play for going into our next week, which is our final week of regular play. 6 points up the grabs for next week. We still have no idea where everything's going to end up. I'm probably sure by the end of tonight we will see at least one team, another team to join Vitality and already being qualified for playoffs. I don't know about teams being relegated, though, since Supremacy did win, which kind of threw spanners into the works, certainly. But overall, big match for both the teams. XTreme, if they manage to take this win, boy, they... talk about spanners in the work. They've just rearranged the cogs.
Yeah, completely mixes things up. It really does make that last week even more a mouth-watering prospect as the teams who are going to make the playoffs and who is going to get relegated. So looking towards round number 9, then we're going to see a blue bar defense this time from XTreme after just winning the kitchen very, very convincingly. MnM never really made any progress into the building, to be honest. Most of that was played from outside of windows and doors, and they just didn't really get any successful challenges at all. As it is, we're going to have at least a bit of an off-site hold by the looks of it. Voy just getting plenty of reinforcements over there into the service room area, and we're going to have Renshiro and Lion just paying some attention down here to the office side as well. Renshiro no doubt going to use that heartbeat sensor just to detect if there's any movement over to that side. Obviously, office being the common place to get yourself in control of, move it into there and then start to blow the wall. We've got no hard breach as it happens, so they're not going to be played to blow that office wall, but instead possibly directly into Sunrise.
Intriguing strategy from XTreme. This is a strategy which is very common where you castle barricade off different saves. Pick that bullet out of the back of Yogurt's head. That gets him off to a good start. The G36C proving to be too strong. And well, what I was about to say was a very unique strategy. Well, much more of a common one where we see teams castle barricade the double door into the main corridor, double door in towards that courtyard area. But this is riskier from XTreme because they have extended into the service entrance as well. Typically, teams would get to where saves it and just castle that door off and then play kitchen from that standpoint. They went for the risky play, and so far, has not paid up for them.
Saves knows Castle's here, moves to the challenge and will take him out while Citizen gets a kill onto Renshiro, and MnM certainly staking a claim for this round now. Find themselves 5-2 and in the ascendancy. They are keeping this game close. Kendrew moving in and playing that objective well again. Something that he's done very well so far tonight is get in and get that diffuser down to mix things up for his team. We do lose Citizen in the fray there, but we will lose Nello. I really thought the air jab was going to save his life there, but Liven just managed to hit the headshot as he dropped. Lion with a kill onto Doki, and that is fighting talk from XTreme as they bring this back from 4 versus 2 to 2 versus 2. Saves will get a kill onto Liven. He's just going to play out a kitchen now. He'll get the 3rd kill of the round onto Lion. I believe it was 3, possibly even 4 for saves on the round there with Ash, and what a great round from MnM this time, turning it around.
4K for saves on the G36C. Said he was a little bit shaky on the Ash for the past couple of months since joining this side. And well, looks to be he's doing not too badly at this stage. He's looking pretty hot for himself on the more second pick gun, R4C still being the more dominant factor, even with losing that ACOG. But hey, G36C working for him, so no complaints from me. So like I said, the fact that XTreme extended into service entrance really cost him that round. I think playing up close and personal isn't going to work against someone like Saves, who will sit there and wait and gun you, just like he did in Clubhouse. Sure, he's playing Habana, but he was just waiting patiently until stuff kind of happened, and then he moved in, got the kill. Give credit to him, an absolute incredible first kill. It gets things rolling for himself. So maybe if XTreme then extended less and just played in towards Kitchen, then we could have seen that round go differently. Kendrew today, I would love to see how many plants he's managed to successfully done. He has been insane on those defuse. I think he sent a tweet out after the first match against Pac saying, like something like, I am planter now, or something stupid like that. But overall, he's just literally done what he's needed to do, and that's plant the diffuser.
Yeah, a lot of focus from Kendrew on playing that objective, and we've seen how vital that can be. It just really switches things up and throws the attacking team, sorry, the defending team, off their game. So we're going to be looking towards round number 10 now. 5-4 is the scoreline here between XTreme and MnM, and as I've said already, I would be very surprised not to see this go into at least the final 2 rounds, if not the deciding round number 12. So we're going to have a hooker hold this time. Now, it's something that we've already seen. MnM won it reasonably convincingly. They lost both of their roam clearing operators, but that didn't matter because Citizen and Kendrew particularly were able to team up, get the job done, and get the diffuser down just inside that door. Unfortunately, Renshiro struggled on the Echo. As you rightly commented, Demo could well have been taken out by the IQ, but he just couldn't move his other Yokai drone into position quick enough, and that allowed MnM to get the diffuser down, and that did what they needed to. Echo just being pinged there on the Cool Vibes stairs, and a lot of information gained by that drone of Citizen there, just able to operate around site without being taken out, so he knows where at least 2 if not 3 are. He'll clear out the utility there as Yogurts gets a kill onto Saves. Oh, and that is unfortunate as Renshiro steps out with a great kill from the Echo, and that swings things back once again into XTreme's favour. And don't forget, if XTreme can pick up this round here, then they will guarantee themselves a draw in this fixture. Now we are 3 versus 5. Nello with a kill onto Renshiro, so that's the Echo off the board, and that could be very important in terms of getting this plant down. Let's not forget that MnM have successfully planted with only 3 operators on this site. Doki just taking shots from a peak hole in that top floor there, very cautious about that double window, and just moving upstairs to potentially support that plant going down. But with a minute to go, MnM have time here, and they just need to maybe just wait it out another 20-30 seconds and see if they can pick up another of these defenders.
Doki's going to step up. It has to be in this round. Yogurts finds Kendrew. That door is slowly shutting for MnM. Doki does find Yogurts, but on the flip side, Lion finishes off Nello with a headshot. 1 versus 3. Doki will die to a Goo Mine, die to a Toxic Babe. So many things not happening for Doki, down to, what, 2 HP, maybe even 1, just a sliver, a fraction of HP. Nade gets cooked, but to no avail. 30 seconds to go. I'm pretty certain Aguman's probably going to finish him off here at this stage. As he starts to walk up, knows that someone's going to be right beside him. All it takes is 1 bullet, 1 inhale of some toxic clouds. That looks to be MnM drop 2 points at least. XTreme holding it together to the final hurdle, and it will be 6-4 in favor of XTreme as we head in to potentially the final round. Hookah being, again, a very strong bomb site for both teams, and this time it will be XTreme with their first.
As expected, it only took 1 tick of that Toxic Babe canister to get Doki finished off there. He really did have a mountain to climb on such low HP, with 3 defenders still remaining on the board, but What happened for MnM there? They tried a similar approach where they tried to sort of gain some control over that hooker area in sight with Citizen. It worked very well for them last time, but I think XTreme just learnt the lesson and sat a little bit deeper in sight, didn't make the challenges until they were confident that they could win them. And how about that challenge from Renshiro on the Echo onto Citizen on hooker deck? Just pre-firing as he moved around that doorway and putting great shots onto Citizen.
Blue Bar is where we will head to next. The last time we seen Blue Bar played, MnM did manage to win the attack. And like I said, it was because the extension into service entrance isn't something that I think XTreme should have went for. They need to play a lot more lax, close that off, and play it a lot more controlled. But overall, I think MnM still can bounce back from this. We've seen it before from them. All they need is 2 rounds. Sounds like a hard job to do, but really for MnM, it shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be. As you'll see again, XTreme setting up the exact same way that they did last time with those double castle barricades. I love this strategy because it also gives any roamer who somehow finds his way upstairs, or possibly finds his way in reception, an option to rotate back in towards courtyard. So for example, if B is where MnM want to plant, he bashes that castle barricade, he kills the planter. That's simply how those castle barricades go. Very strong in this scenario, and I'm like to see that XTreme are doing it.
Voy then just taking out a drone or two as he moves himself back into the Sunrise area. We've got saves on the Ash again. He's had a couple of good rounds on the Ash so far. I'm sure he'll be looking to get himself a couple of kills. And Dorky steps up to the mark, as she said, Demo. It is here and now that he needs to do it. And that is a double kill with a nade, allowing Kendrew to get into sight and start thinking about a plant. Saves takes the head off Yogurts. Nello with a kill onto Lion, and MnM are fighting with every ounce that they've got to get this draw. Nello finishing things off with Renshiro, trading him out after he gets the kill onto Kendrew. And how about that? That round was over and done within 10 seconds of Dorky getting that double frag nade.
That was a 50-second round. Does anyone know if that's potentially the quickest round we have had in Challenge League, maybe of all time? I know there has been some crazy rushes, but that was rapid. Someone has to check that. 50 seconds is how I count it. Someone do the math and get back to me if anybody has seen or have heard of a potential faster round, because that's pretty damn good. You have to give credit to them. So we head into our final round. This is it. This is for MnM to pull back to draw, or XTreme to cause an upset and take all 3 points. Kitchen service is how it's going to go.
Kitchen or service indeed is the battleground where things will be decided. We've seen MnM attack this already, and XTreme got the win. They got the win reasonably convincingly, if I remember correctly. MnM didn't even really get feet inside the building, so something MnM need to do differently. I think, you know, maybe think about just approaching the building from further away rather than going straight immediately for that service entrance and kitchen window. Maybe get a couple of operators in through office, in through aquarium, work on a top floor clearance, and just get yourself inside the building this time, because that was something that they failed to do last time. And XTreme on the flip side controlled the map very well and stopped them doing so. So XTreme will just be looking for more of the same here, I'm sure. That said, it's all going to come down to this basically. MnM get a share of things here, or XTreme take all the marbles. This is match point for XTreme. It's going to be the second one that they have. They didn't manage to close things out last time, but this does bring them back to the strongest site that I think we've seen them on so far in this one.
Lineup of operators look pretty standard from what we've seen XTreme play. Lion back in that alibi, and that worked out pretty well. He got an opening frag, which kind of accelerated the players of XTreme into a victory. But wow, we're in Shiro just shoots and scores onto Saves' head. Quick peek does enough damage, and that will be an early lead, an early grave for the players of MnM, and now they have to recoup themselves, make things happen, because knowing XTreme, they'll try and lock this down as much as they can, not give anything away. They do have Yogurts upstairs roaming, and of course Live, and as we know, playing aggressive. About 2 minutes to go. MnM need to start looking for picks.
Shots coming through the drone hole onto Renshiro then, but none will land, and it's always important for MnM to remember that that angle works in both directions, and Renshiro is certainly keen to check it and see if he can get a cheap headshot on there, but he's going to have to be careful because he could well lose his life. And the last thing XTreme want here is the man count being squared up at least too soon. We've got a minute and a half left in the round yet, and if MnM can square this up at 4 apiece, I'm sure they're going to be very, very happy with that. That said, if XTreme can take this next kill, it really does put them in the driving seat. So Renshiro, pretty sure that he's going to have some attention coming his way from the main lobby area. He's just holding a pixel peek on those stairs at the minute, meanwhile feeding back that information that he's getting from the heartbeat scanner of Pulse as well. But there's not too much to be said. He's got somebody outside of service, and that is exactly what you'd expect. That first kill then does go to Citizen onto Lion. Dorky follows it up with one onto Renshiro, so that's the service area clear. Yogurts will drop down into Courtyard and get the kill onto Citizen with a headshot, so that now leaves us 3 versus 3, 1 minute to go, and it is all to play for. Yogurts is lit at this point, under 25 health on the Legion, so he's going to have to play his life as carefully as he can. Meanwhile, we've got Dorky approaching that window directly now. MnM, good couple of kills, but not too much map control. We've got the planter ready at the window. They're obviously going to try and get themselves in through there. Dorky will approach and get a beautiful pre-fire onto Live, and Yogurts moves out with an essential double kill though, and that could well swing the round for XTreme as the planter goes down as well. Nello's got it all to do on the Nomad. He knows where one is. He finds him. It brings it to 1 versus 1, and Nello finishes it with a headshot onto Yogurts. What an amazing round from both teams there. MnM coming away with the draw.
There was a point in that round where I thought Yogurts managed to find Citizen, but then it just kind of came down from XTreme. XTreme really from that stage, 3v3 lockout, they're missing Citizen. The only options for MnM is to try and storm and flood the bomb site. Refrag should be there, but hey, give credit to MnM where it's due. They managed to pick up the draw, but still for MnM, I know this, just because it's a draw, they're still not happy. They wanted all 3 points. They wanted to try and secure themselves to the playoffs. But overall, that's it.
Yeah, we did have just a little fault in the playlist there that said we were heading to overtime, but don't worry, we won't be. We are playing to the same rules as all the other games that we've seen, so 6-all will end in a draw and 1 point apiece. What a final round there, Demo. How about the swing on that? MnM come out, lose a man early with saves dropping off the board, and then they get themselves back to man advantage. Yogurts comes in with that fantastic double kill, stopping the planter, but what about Nello? You can never write him off. Gets the kill in service and then moves through and just gets that final headshot onto Legion. And it really did just bounce about, ending in a 1 versus 2 clutch from Nello. That was something special, that final round.
Just looking at the way it kind of went back and forth. XTreme, MnM, XTreme, XTreme, MnM, XTreme, MnM, XTreme, MnM, XTreme, MnM, MnM. It was so tight, went back and forth all the distance. And hey, well, probably, I think, a fine example of the competitiveness that we have here in EU Challenger League. Last time, whenever they played inside of week number 3, MnM had the lead, XTreme pulled it back, managed to salvage a draw. This time, just roles have been flipped. And again, I think it just overall for today, it just shows the whole rematch caliber. You know, look at Pact versus MnM. Exactly the same outcome, just on a different map. Vitality Supremacy, that has literally been flipped. This time, Supremacy 175. And in this scenario, it was a draw last time between both these teams. And MnM pull it back and take a draw. So I think just a great showing of the rematch potential on both, really, all 6 teams we've seen here tonight. So evenly matched.
Yeah, and that's what I love about league formats whereby teams play each other multiple times. We've also seen in the recent past league formats where they only play each other once, and I just don't think it allows those storylines to develop. You don't get that bit of competition between the teams in the same way where they're coming back and trying to overturn that previous fixture. Yeah. And like you say, we've seen some great rematches tonight.
So that will conclude match number 3, as we will get ready and set up for our last match of tonight. It is going to be Supremacy versus Ghostskilla. Let's see how that one ends, as we'll eventually close week number 6 of Challenge League for EU. Don't go anywhere.